Chapter 5. The Room Beyond. The door inhaled as I passed through it. That's the only way I can describe it. It drew me in, not with force, but with expectation. As if it had been waiting, not just for me, but for this version of me. The me that remembered, that trembled, that had tasted the air of jars and recognized the voice that once soothed me in a storm. I stepped into a garden. Indoors. Or beneath something. The sky above me was fabric, heavy, pleated, dark as deep water. Beneath my feet, black soil steamed in the silence. Stones shifted in patterns that changed when I wasn't looking. Strange vines grew sideways from empty air, flowering with things that looked like bones and dreams and childhood notes folded into star shapes. She stood at the far edge of the garden, barefoot, arms crossed, eyes sharp with waking. Her name surfaced in me before she spoke. Talia Somberdeep. My cousin. But not one I remembered growing up with. No, she was from a side branch of the family tree I was told had withered away in the north, after the incident at Marrow Glen. She looked like she'd walked here straight from a nightmare and hadn't yet decided if this was better or worse. "You're real," she said. "I thought I'd made you up." I approached slowly. I could say the same. She tilted her head, examining me like a photo from a stranger's album. "I dreamt of this place," she said. "Not once. Constantly. Since I was a child. The jars, the rooms. The peeling names on the walls. I thought it was inherited madness. But it's not. It's here." I nodded. I wanted to embrace her, to hold tight to someone who knew. But neither of us moved. This wasn't a reunion, it was a convergence. Something was pulling us both. "I think the house remembers us," she whispered. "Even if we forgot each other." As if in answer, the soil around us exhaled steam. A low moan sounded beneath the roots, deep, glacial, like the creak of something ancient turning in its sleep. And from the dark petals of a nearby vine, something bloomed, a face. My face. Sleeping. And beside it, hers. We stepped back. Talia's voice broke. "Oren, there's something wrong with our family. We were bred to forget," I said, without meaning to. "Or buried in the forgetting." She reached into her coat and pulled out a bundle, carefully wrapped in silk the color of old milk. She unwrapped it slowly. Inside, a page torn from a diary. A fragment of a letter. And a lock of hair, tied in ribbon. "She called it the Blood House," Talia said. "Our great-grandmother said it was built to trap what the Somberdeeps carried in our dreams. Not protect us. Contain us." Before I could speak, the room bent. Tilted. We were not alone. Elsewhere in the house, the east stair. He did not know the name of the place. Only that it had called him, in dreams shaped like his father's voice. In whispers curled like candle smoke. Elias Somberdeep. Nephew. Wanderer. Archivist of the unseen. He arrived under dusk, when the house barely breathed above the hill, cloaked in ivy and fog. The front door did not open for him. It opened of him, responding to something in his marrow. Now he walked the east stair, his hand trailing the banister carved with unreadable symbols, each groove warm as skin. The air was thick here, humming faintly with sound that didn't come from the world. Not quite music, not quite breath, a name trying to remember itself. He paused. A flicker at the edge of the landing, movement. He turned. Not a shadow, not a ghost. A boy. No older than 10, wearing clothes from a century ago. He looked back at Elias with mournful eyes, then stepped backward through a wall that softened around him like water. Elias did not follow. Not yet. He looked up. Etched in the ceiling above him, in lines of gold paint half faded. To dream is to fracture. To fracture is to feed. He swallowed. Took another step. Something was coming together. Threads were weaving, but whether they formed a noose or a net, he could not yet say.